because I am going to reveal the secret sauce to be the boss. I learned to develop skills of how to negotiate, right? How to code and how to design in a way to allow me to develop a career that I would have been proud of. You know, even like I said, when picking out a wife or dating, I knew I had to develop skills and habits that would appeal to a woman. Really? Don't throw up. What are you telling me? You gonna throw up? Don't even pretend.
Okay, I'm done.
Zipia's your Master Lee.
And Lulu.
We are back.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, which means that our podcast, the very first one, was successful enough to warrant a second one.
Really?
And people actually decided to listen in. Who knew that our ramblings were interesting? But you know what? I knew that. I was confident enough. I had prepared for this. And in fact, I think it's going to get better because over the next couple of episodes, we're going to dig into some real juicy stuff that's a revelation for people. Oh,
wow.
Not even exaggeration. Maybe a little bit, just maybe a little bit. This episode is going to be super interesting because I am going to reveal my secret to success. Wow. The secret sauce to be the boss. So one of the things that, not to put you on the spot, but you've been on a quest lately to level up. Mm-hmm. Same for me, but you know, yours is much more interesting because your template for leveling up really didn't exist before. Mm-hmm. And I think it created a lot of challenges for you. You were, in many ways, just disappointed of like, where am I in life? Why am I not getting what I want to get out of life?
That's right. I'm on that stage. And then even now that I'm trying to level up, it's still very challenging.
It's one of those things where when people tell you, you know what, leveling up, it's not that hard. Just do it. I mean, shoot, Nike created its whole brand campaign around just do it. Somebody got paid $1 million to come up with those 3-word slogans. Wow. And honestly, that inspired me in college. Going, I want to work in advertising. I just want to come up with a 3-word slogan for Pepsi. Like, yeah, it's good. Or, I like. So easy. And then I'm rich. But no, that's the problem. It's easy to say.
The doing is hard.
Very, very hard to do.
Yes.
So
the action.
The question is, Lulu, do you understand why? Do you think you now know why it's so hard to do?
Yes.
Oh,
I figured out.
What? I didn't expect that answer. Okay. Enlighten us now that you seem to understand a bit.
I understand a bit because of so many challenges I can't even count. For sure, I've learned something, right? But the doing, the action is definitely the hard part. And my problem is that I don't plan. That's the thing. I will just jump into doing something that I get so excited and without even planning.
So if I were to understand, right, having seen your approach to saying like, oh, I want to do this and end up resulting in something that feels like it was not to your liking, right? This pattern of starting something, say like, I want to level up, or I want to chase this dream, or I want to become famous for this. You'll kick it off, and then you realize how, oh my God, this is actually hard. So hard. This is freaking hard. And then that hardship doesn't translate into someone who wants to overcome it, or you never get a point of mastery and you just want to quit, and then you quit.
Right.
In other words, it was just as easy to dream up this, oh my God, I want to do this, and just as easy to quit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to share with you the secret to not quitting. And that is the secret to success.
Yes, John, enlighten us.
Well, I shared some of this with you already, but I think this time it should stick, right? It shouldn't go through and bounce around and then go out the other ear type of thing. This time it'll stick because I think I've broken it down in a way that is like anyone can understand.
Great. Even I will understand.
That's right. Even my wife, who had decided to come up with the moniker of Clueless Lulu. And now it's stuck. It's your handle for just about everything. Well, one day, maybe we'll change it to something, right? Not so
Yeah.
clueless Lulu,
Not so-
semi-enlightened Lulu, like something that feels like you've leveled up. But yes, this is the secret, you all right?
All right.
This is what it takes. And this is why so many people quit their dreams and never reach the kind of success that they wanted. And mind you, this is the kind of thing that I've been following now for the last couple of decades of my life. It took me a while to even realize this as well, that formula. And once I figured it out, it is basically one of the tenets that I live by that has helped propel me to earn my first $1 million when I was 28 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Helped me chase the dreams to be able to do exactly what I want in my career, which for many years was making video games, one of the hardest jobs to get. And it even helped me lock in a hot wife.
Wait a minute. I'm included to this.
I'm talking about my first wife.
You really?
And no, I never had a first wife. You're my one and only baby. You should know that by now.
Of course I know that.
All right, so this requires a little bit of backstory. So let me share with you that little bit of this experiment that we just ran. This is to teach you a lesson, a valuable lesson. What you have in front of you, Lulu, are upside down goggles. You can buy this at a toy store. It's just a game. It's an upside down challenge. And it's literally a pair of goggles that you wear and it flips your world upside down.
Yes.
How was that?
Weird, and it makes you sick.
It made you so sick wearing these goggles that you literally could have lasted more than a couple minutes and you were
Yes. Yeah. I'm not even, dramatic?
No, you are dramatic, but that was fast. All I did was give you a challenge, which is to pour water from one cup to the other.
Okay, this time it's really fucked up. Oh my god. I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh my god. Oh, steady.
And you spilled about a third of it, which is actually better than I thought. But we didn't even get to the second or third challenge. You were already so nauseous. Don't throw up. What are you telling me you could throw up? No, don't even pretend.
Okay, I'm done.
With wearing these goggles where it flips your world upside down, like we couldn't continue. But
yeah.
Then go to the bathroom. Don't sit here. And... That's
No way.
fine. That's fine. Don't worry. You're not a failure because you were even like threatening me, like, "Well, you try this. This ain't easy. You think this is easy?"
There's no way you can even do it because you have a vertigo.
That's true.
So...
I would have a huge problem doing it, and all because of a number of years ago where I developed vertigo, and it lasted for like 8 months. It took actually therapy, like physical therapy, for me to learn how to walk again to get over that vertigo. And ever since then, it's always been. I don't know. It's balance has always been something I struggle with, like just constantly. I can't be like Spider-Man anymore or a ninja. But yes, I know I can't do it. That's why I've had you do it.
Nice. Thank you.
But no, it was also there's also good reason because I think this will help me illustrate to you why you've never been able to develop the kind of skills that you want to have that makes you successful. So this is just a toy.
Okay.
But there has actually been an experiment that was run before by NASA, of all organizations, right? One of the most elite organizations that shoots people to the moon or anywhere in space. And they developed a similar type of experiment, but it was more extreme.
Why? Why it's more extreme?
Well, because they got to shoot people to the friggin' moon, not just make a YouTube video to hope to get views. I think the standard is just a little bit higher, all right?
Oh.
Yeah, it's a much more extreme experiment. And this is what they did, right? So this was back in the 60s, I believe. And what they did, they had their astronauts wear these goggles and they could not take them off for 30 days. 24 hours a day, 30 days straight.
Freaking way.
Oh, that's what they did. And just like you, they had so much trouble adjusting to the world. Can you imagine? Even if you're feeling nauseous, you can't take it off. You just had to power through it. And they did it for 30 days because they want to be able to understand the effects of, like, what is disorientation like if you're in space? Interesting experiment, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the outcome of that experiment...
Wait, being in that space itself is already very nauseous feeling. What do you call it?
Oh, they do all sorts of crazy things to people to send into space. Like, they had this, like, G-force experiment where they just whip you around to try to make you...
Holy cow!
Push G-force in you. People pass out from that
my
experiment
gosh.
to see if you got the right stuff, as they say. But this experiment, the outcome of it was fascinating. And this is the core reason why I am so vigilant about a technique that I use to develop the skills to be successful. So this is what they found out, right? Throughout the experiment, week 1, week 2, right, they had anxiety, they were stressed, their blood pressure was high, they couldn't breathe, all their vital signs were all effed up.
I can already feel it.
You know, I'm telling you, you already know in 3 minutes how it feels.
Yeah.
But amazingly, by the day 26, one of the astronauts suddenly goes, I'm used to this.
Right.
His brain had adjusted. He had been able to rewire his brain. Not as something he had to push himself to, but the brain naturally does it. Your brain is amazing. It can completely rewire itself to be able to learn how to cope and survive. And within 30 days, about 30 days, all of them had learned to adapt to seeing the world upside down.
Wow.
That's right. It took about 30 days for your brain to be rewired to be able to, like, survive in that environment.
Wow.
And that is the secret. If you quit anything that you pick up for the first time within the first 30 days, your brain never gets a chance to rewire for you to go, I like this versus I hate this. It always feels painful first, right? And that's just that people think, like,
but
it's
you have
always
to,
hard.
like you're
to
saying,
start.
you have to complete
You have
that 30
to
days.
stick
You can't
with it within
stop.
30 days. Now, some people may take longer and some people may take shorter, but around that time frame, if you commit to something every day,
Without
you do something
stopping.
every
Yeah.
day without stopping.
Right, right.
It's harder for me to explain it, but it literally is just you just get it.
Yeah.
It's not even like a gradual thing. It's just, you just get
It's
it.
a habit. You just,
Your
all of us
habit
haven't.
just kicks in at some point, right?
Yeah.
It's something that you're not used to doing, which is basically it's the opposite of a habit. To doing something where it's natural, which is the definition of a habit. And successful people have certain habits that they live by. They all do them. It's like literally every self-help book out there written. These are the habits that it takes to be successful. And they continue to hone in on it and never quit.
That's the challenge for me.
Now, they actually have a part of the experiment that they continue to do, and it really hammers home why it's so important to not quit. Because what you'll do, like, I'll give you an exercise, right?
Right.
You know, we've been doing YouTube now for over a year, and in one of our other videos, I basically revealed how I'm the one who did everything. I'm the one who did all the research for the videos. I edit all the videos. I do all the thumbnails. I write all the titles. I do everything. And I reached the point where I feel like, you know what? It doesn't seem like you're actually interested in doing it. And your sort of epiphany was like, no, for me to do this, I have to do it. And you picked it up. And my exercise to you is like, well, how do you develop the right skills? It's very simple, which is do something every day. Go edit a video a little bit every day. Edit a thumbnail every day. And what would happen, Lulu?
That didn't last.
That didn't last. And in fact, for you, it's about a 7-day period before you just, you know, I'll skip today. Or I'll skip 2 days. Next thing you know, you're skipping like 5 days. And the way you try to compensate for it is, well, you know, tomorrow I'll do 2 thumbnails. But then eventually you start falling further and behind. Eventually, like, I got to do 5. And you know what? At that point, exactly, it feels like it's too much. You can't handle it. It's hard to do. And you just quit. The point is to do a little bit every day for 30 days minimum until your brain gets rewired. And so, yeah, here's the second part of this experiment, right, which is fascinating. For some of the astronauts, they actually did have them take off the goggles within 26 days. Not even for a long period. Just at some point they asked them to take it off and they asked them to put it back on. And you know what happened? They were instantly disoriented again, like as if they had to do it all over again. And it took exactly 26 days to 30 days for them to get reoriented. So when you quit, even though in your mind you think, well, I've already done a couple.
I should be a master.
I should be at least, better than what you didn't do. But that's just not the way the brain works. You have to continue to drill it in until it happens. And I can tell you, this isn't just about like mental skills. It's even like going to the gym, right? Something that, we did maybe about a year and a half ago when I actually cared about the way this body looked. I'm going to get back in shape, I promise. About a year and a half ago, all I did was say, every day we were going to go out and jog. And at first we just would jog around our neighborhood, and it was just for 5 minutes, which is not long at all, right? But after the first week, we ratcheted up to 10 minutes. And guess what happened after 30 days? It was like, we just want to go do it. It kicked off our exercise lifestyle, which lasted over a year, which is longer than anything that we've ever done before.
That's so true.
Right?
Yep.
It's because
even
reason.
In the middle of the night, even it was already like 2:00 in the morning, we had to go because we were committed to do it.
That's right.
Every single day.
That's right. That was my commitment. And you would go like, why are we doing this now? I can see it in your face.
I was like so tired. I'm like, seriously, we have to work out. Like, it's super late. But push through, and just doing it was definitely worth it.
It was difficult for me to convey it to you. And I think to this day it still is, because your point of view is, I will never be successful. Don't you see? And my point is, until you get to a point, which is about 30 days in, you will never taste success. And here's the thing about success. If you taste it once, you want to taste it again. And if you taste it the second time, you want to taste it a third time. So every new skill that you develop, you don't want to quit. You develop the kick, the addiction to the dopamine that you feel when you do something successfully. If you never develop that, it always feels like a struggle, which means you're always basically teeing yourself up for failure. And this is the flip side of that, right? This is the part where I think is most painful to watch you struggle, is once you fail enough, the next thing that comes in your mind where you feel like you have to try something new is, I'm going to fail again. That's like your instant thought, because you developed a pattern of thinking that way. Whereas for me, I've now developed a pattern of thinking and habit to go, no, I want to figure this out. I want to give this a shot, because I like that taste when things work. And that's what I think has been so difficult to convey to you, because from your perspective, like, John, you'll never get it. Like, this is hard for me. And my point is, it will always be hard for you until you get to those days.
Right.
Get through those days.
I know. 30 days. So
does this change your perspective of anything? Does this experiment hammer home why it's so important to just to power through it? You don't even have to even understand why the brain gets rewired. You don't even have to understand whether or not my technique that I'm teaching you matters. You can literally learn new skills from anybody. The point is, just please don't quit within 30 days. Whether you believe me or not, now whether you believe the study or not,
right?
Do it until you taste it. And then once you taste it once, you can then decide whether or not you want to stick with it again.
Right. Yes, we'll do that. We'll try it.
And there's no we. I already do this.
You do it.
What do you mean we?
Yes, I'm doing it. 30 days and more. I mean, with what I'm doing right now, it's definitely, we're planning more than 30 days. So it's really...
Well, 30 days is the minimum, is to develop the habit. A lifetime of developing a skill is mastery. Very different.
Oh, I see.
Right? For me, I love developing something to the point where I'm good at it. And once you're good at it, I mean, great ideas come. At the end of the day, it's not like you haven't tasted success. Because recently, and I think people see this, like if you go to her OnlyFans, even check out her channel, you can see that you've leveled up physically. Like you look a lot harder because you did something.
You said hotter?
Why is that surprising?
You said hotter.
You are hotter, baby, because you've been going to the gym.
Yes, I've
been
going to the gym.
You did go to the gym for 30 days straight. You committed, even in the middle of the night, because you knew like, ooh, man, if I got to reveal more for OnlyFans, I do not want to look like I just ate 4 jelly donuts.
Yes, that's so true. Even my coworker were like, damn, Lulu. I'll bring you more donuts at work. I'm like, come on.
Why they want to bring you down? Well, they want you to fail? What kind of coworkers are these?
No, it's because they know that. Because every time, at work, there's always bad food. Like good food, good, sugar. But
good food, but bad for you.
But bad for you, yes. But they always see me. I'm like, oh, I can't. So I'm trying to stop myself from eating those sugar. And they were looking at me like, what do you mean? Look at your body. I'm like, you don't know what I mean by I'm not there yet with my goal. I'm like, no, I don't get it. Eat, Lulu, eat. So they're all very concerned because they think that I'm skinny, but they don't see it. OnlyFans, you're like...
OnlyFans, you see it all.
You see it all.
And people are noticing. Everyone noticed. You were showing me, like, look at this. People are noticing. I'm like, they are.
Thank you.
Too.
Thank
when I
you.
take the pictures, I mean, you see definition now.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a difference between being thin and being fit. And being fit requires a concerted effort.
Yes.
You really have to work at that. And so you've tasted that now. And
I do.
And you can do it.
Yeah.
The key is now you know the key. Now you know the secret to my sauce.
Right. Just doing it. It's because of the reward, right? You keep pushing it. You keep doing it because there's a reward and you're seeing it. So that's something that the reason why I've always wanted to, like, I'm super tired. I don't want to go to gym, but I keep going. I keep doing it because I know for sure that my fans will love it and I will love it. First of all, I would love it seeing myself very fit. I'm not there yet with my goal, but...
we could talk about, all the other techniques that you can do to stick with something, right? Like how you need to plan it ahead, how you need to create milestones, how you need to have rewards built in at each milestone to stick with it. The key is to not quit in 30 days.
Yes.
Whether or not you even have those things, because let's be real, not everything you do gives you the luxury of being able to have those things, right? But if you plan well, if you really think it through and have those things in place, dramatically improves your odds of seeing success. It goes back to what I'm telling you about once you taste it once, 2, 3, 10 times. The reward is I know what it feels like to be successful, right? Like I said, I learned to develop skills of how to negotiate, right? How to code, and how to design, and how to hire people in a way to allow me to develop a career that I would have been proud of. And it allows me to rise to the top of a field that as a child, I knew I wanted to do. I don't know how I was going to do it. I just knew that these were the skills that could allow me to succeed, and I did it all. And even like I said, when picking out a wife or dating, I know this doesn't sound very romantic, but I knew I had to develop skills and habits that would appeal to a woman.
Really? Like, what was your...
Well, confidence is one. Confidence is a skill you have to develop, right? Be able to flirt enough to know, like, yo, baby. Really?
You don't have to flirt because I... like you when I saw you, and then I'm attracted to your eyes, your lips, your looks, your beauty. Like, so that's for sure. On your side, you were just like trying to be confident and...
Oh, baby, let's be real. Baby, be real here. I don't try to be confident. I is confident. See, the thing is that you think that just be able to like, oh, I already attracted to him is like something that just happens. People, I mean, let's be real. Look at me.
Well,
look at me, right? This is not what I would call Adonis-like natural beauty. Something else comes through, and that takes effort, skills to develop. Whether it's looking fit, whether it's developing a look of passion for fashion, which I still honestly don't have. But my point is, what you saw in instant took a long time to develop. And what eventually got me to lock you in, because I still had to convince you to say, yes, I do. Mm-hmm. That still took you understanding who I was, what you wanted to throw your whole life into. And those are skills. I'll make a whole nother video how to get hot chicks, because People oftentimes say in
This
their
is
videos,
interesting.
how the hell did John get a wife like that? And I will share with you that secret because it's so effective.
Wow, there's
Baby,
a
you
secret.
weren't the only one. You weren't the
Wow.
only hottie I was able to snare.
Oh yeah, I know. I saw your other girls.
You know, baby.
I know.
Well, now I'm going to share with you the real secret of how I got them.
Oh.
Yeah, so there you go, y'all. The upside down goggles experiment is absolutely fascinating. You should go read about the experiment online. There's actually other variants of it, which I thought was even more fascinating because, this was done with NASA, but back around the same time, there were other people doing similar experiments. And there was one guy who, wore the goggles. He just went about town. He would ride his bike. He basically just learned to live his life that way.
No.
And yeah, and it worked too.
That's
So this wasn't just a
scary.
one-time experiment. Well, I'm glad he wasn't driving. If he was driving, that would have been a very different story.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine having sex wearing upside-down goggles?
Oh wow.
She's like, oh, wait, no.
Did someone
wrong-
really?
wrong hole.
Really? Did someone do that?
I don't know. We should try it sometime.
Babe, no. No. You want me to puke on you?
And on that note, y'all, I think we're
Let's
done.
go.
I think we're done.
Bye.